I think I am the biggest artist right now. Yes, I would say that. My song is like trending on Boomplay, like #1.
We're not in the business of, just doing charity. Well, we may do charity, but his case was never a charity case. It was a question of, he's a talented boy, and we are businessmen. How do we merge the two together?
At All Stars Motorspace. Come on now. So guys, I need your help. I have a friend who's going to be celebrating her birthday pretty soon. And lately she's been complaining about her car giving her problems. And I figured the best gift I can offer is to help her with her car.
Okay. What car, madam?
BMW 318. So could you please assist me with engine oil?
Okay, so you see, so we're reading BMW.
Yes, thank you. Can I have air filter?
That's an air filter.
Oil filter, please. Some plugs.
Some plugs.
Aircon filter. Come on, move quick, eh? Video picture everywhere. Yeah, in Zambia, you say. You see what I always tell you guys? Remember to visit All Stars Motorspace for all your spare parts. If you want to service your car, feel free to come through. So right about now, I'm at their shop that's located opposite Bible House, Frontier House, along Freedom Way. So please come through, guys. In Zambia, come on now. Oh, Bintuanga, yeah. Hello, my beautiful people. How you doing? Welcome to ZMB Talks. My name is E.D.N.A. I am the People's Bay. In case you're new to this channel, please remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and also recommend some of the artists that you'd love to see on this platform. Now, my guest today is somebody who's taken the internet by storm, not only because of his sound, but also his looks. He seems to be a ladies' man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but before we get into it, shout out to Kazadi Films, shout out to Kazadi team for, this beautiful space. They had to put up this whole setup and this is what creative people do, creative mindsets. I really appreciate it. And keep in mind that everything that I'm doing right now is controlled by ZMB Talks and controlled by myself. I hope he's ready for the questions. I hope you're ready for the questions.
Yeah.
Hoping to answer all the questions you've been in. Hoping to ask the questions people have been asking on social media. Mordecaii, welcome to ZMB Talks.
Thank you very much.
How's it going?
Good.
The
so
man
far,
of
so
the
good.
moment.
Yeah. It's been alright.
It's been alright. Had it been wrestling, which song would you enter the ring with?
Randy Orton song.
Randy Orton, why?
Oh yeah, boys. That guy was cool.
Yeah?
I like the whole thing. That was my favorite guy. So yeah.
Okay. Before we get into it, I have one question for you.
Right?
Are you here to stay?
Yes, I am here to stay.
What makes you say that?
Because I feel like there's a lot I have to bring to the industry. I wouldn't say change, but there's a lot of my stuff that sounds very me-like that I think people would love to hear for a long time.
What's you like sound?
Me-like sound. It's nothing that sounds like somebody else's sound, because I feel like I've been working on it for some time, and it sounds like me. Yeah.
Great. Here's what happened before you actually started trending on social media. I've got a friend, Vic Malo. He works with you guys here, Kazadi, and it was David's birthday.
Right.
So you were performing, and he had shared the short clip on his status.
Yeah.
I immediately asked for the song, and he said, "No, the song is not yet out." 2 days later, everyone was talking about you. How did you pick Fire to be like your main song to introduce you to Kuchalo?
It was the people's favorite. The people here.
Okay.
The team I work with. That was like their favorite song. And because I feel like it was also my most recent song. So immediately I worked something out with my producer. I sent it over, and they loved it. They said, this song.
Speaking of producers, who produced the song? I think he deserves some credit. Aibo.
Yeah, Chris and 101.
Okay.
Some random guy who I met on the internet, but he's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you sample the song? Because you people are fond of sampling songs. Tell us.
Nah, there was no sample there. It was very quick. Right? Some people may say, nah, it sounds like this. But I was like, no, it was no sample. It was all, everything you hear in there was played and made in one room.
People are fond of ditching their producers when they make it. We've seen it.
But I don't think I'm going to ditch him though, because like I feel like my sound also relies heavily on him.
Okay.
When I have an idea, it's easy for me to run it through him, because like me and him and I relate on so many levels. So yeah, I don't see myself ditching him, because like I'll go where. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You've been together from Livingston, or?
No. But we started talking while still in Livingston. He was doing school in India, and yeah, it was an online thing, memes, video games, music. It was just right. Yeah, I actually met him this year for the first time.
Are you for real?
For real? Yeah, this year, 2022.
And that's when you created the fire song.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good guy.
You're the first artist under Kazadi Music.
I'm the second artist.
And who's the first artist?
Some wild singer. You guys are in for it. But yeah, you'll see her name is Miss Gray.
Miss Gray.
Yeah.
Oh, dope. How does
Amazing
this make you feel? Like, I feel like people think you're being used as an experiment. And especially people didn't know to say you're the second artist. People think you're the first artist under Kazadi Music.
Right.
What is it like so far?
So I don't know if I could call it an experiment, you know, because musically, I know exactly what I'm doing, right? And the team that's handling the management, the marketing, all that stuff is also made up of people who know what they're doing. So we just came together and said, you know what? We know the direction we want to go. Let's go. We ran with it.
There's no going back.
No, there's no going back. So far, I haven't had any regrets. It's been amazing. So yeah, it's not experimental, but you know, it's a good start for Kazadi Music.
You know, I'm excited. I'm excited because you're going to open a lot of doors for a lot of people out there.
Right.
And it's just how people receive your music. We don't see that often. It's a different route that you guys used, different channel. But then my question is, did you envision this? Do you see it?
So it's yes and no. Here's why. I've been doing music for a while, and the music I've been making, I always pictured myself, you know, getting there in the future.
Yeah.
Right. But then the time this started happening with the whole Kazadi issue, when it was time to put the challenge out, I didn't think it was going to, like, you know, get all these numbers and this hype. But yeah, it did.
You know, it was just one of those things.
Yeah, because I've been posting on my TikTok, you know, but like when we put that challenge out, it was boom. You know. So yeah.
Hectic. What has changed over a couple of days? I think like a lot of things have changed. Are you still talking to the same friends?
I'm trying to, my goodness. So Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook have been taken over by management.
Dope.
So, but like every once in a while, I go back, you know, check on the few people I still used to talk to, because I don't want any of that. Nah, I used to talk to this guy, but ever since he blew it, no. But my WhatsApp people, they know I still talk to them. Yeah.
Okay.
It might change, but yeah.
And now I see it coming. I see it coming. So there's this thing where people are asking where you're coming from. Like, where did you grow up? Livingston. How do you feel representing Livingston?
To be honest with you, this it makes me feel good, because like I'm from there and I know the talent that's hidden in Livingston.
Okay.
People in Livingston have the same challenge I had back then. We have this good thing going on, but we don't know what to do with it. Right? I tried assembling a couple of friends there. We had the Origin band at the Creatives Hub back in Livingston, and you know, I came here because I sort of had an understanding of how the music industry works.
How did you
here
learn?
in Osaka? Few friends, you know, conversations. I was trying to get connected on my own. It was hard, but you know, I would talk to some of these artists, talk to some people who knew what the music industry is like. You know, even old producers who found themselves in Livingston, like, you know, there's likes of Mr. Happy. He's worked with big artists, but he's in Livingston. And he sort of like gave me an idea of how if I wanted to make it, it would be easier and faster for me to come to Lusaka. Because Livingston doesn't have much reach, right?
Yeah.
But yes, the talent is there.
Were you still in Livingston during what competition is that again? Talent Chapazit.
Yes, I was. So, I mean, I was born and raised there. My school, everything was in Livingston. At the time Talent Chapazit was happening, I was a Livingston boy.
What made you move to Lusaka in 2019?
So I moved to the Copper Belt for school.
Okay.
Yes, I was at Nortec, right? And immediately COVID happened, I came here to live with my aunties because I thought, very soon I'm going to have to go back. I didn't want the whole Livingston trip all the way to the Copper Belt. So I stayed here for some time, but the whole COVID issue made me, I was like, let me just start pushing music. And it was easier here, connections. There's a lot of people who know what they're doing here in Osaka. So yeah.
I know you mentioned your dad sent you to school, but was going to school kind of like a plan B in case this music thing doesn't work out. You got someone we can fall back on?
No. School was a plan A, because if at least I had a job, it would be easier for me to fund my own music. I wasn't thinking record labels or management or anything back in the day. So school was like my thing.
Yeah.
And music would be right.
Tell me something. When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you see the captain? Barbara?
Wow. wow. No, I don't.
But you're seeing those memes circulating.
I'm seeing the memes, and I mean, I love football. That's one thing you should know. I really love football. So I follow her stuff. The time the Copa Queens went and represented us, I was all about Barbara Banda, and then next thing I see, it's hilarious. I mean.
So you didn't notice it, but now you notice, like, because she knows, Barbara knows. She does. She's been putting up on her statuses, like, the memes. Yeah. She's joking about it, but I know she knows deep down, like.
Some of the pictures may look like, but like,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Let's talk about your hair. What happened, like, because I've seen the video. There's a video of you and Natasha Chansa online. You had short hair, but then now it seems like it's a problem because you've got the dreads. So what's the history with the dreads?
So that was back then. That was a really long time ago. I have like this hair growth, and then I just didn't know what to do with my hair. I tried braiding, cornrows, everything, but then I'm like, I can't afford to keep combing my hair every now and then doing that. So I started looking at my hair. Yeah, at the time I was playing football in Livingston. Yeah, so
you multi-talented.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a football guy. So yeah, I've been all about the looks and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many stories, about you. People love you. People hate you.
Right.
But then I think the hate is not coming from like you're not talented, but like that type of thing.
Yeah. I know.
So how are you managing to keep sane with all this that's going on?
I mean, social media right now is a dangerous place for me to be. Mentally and emotionally. So I think that's why the Kazadi team decided to take control of my social media, because that stuff can get to your head sometimes. So I have few friends right now, like people who I keep close, and I feel like those are the people who are keeping me sane right now. I have my dad to talk to, my producer sometimes. I have my cousins who are are really close to me. That's what's keeping me sane.
What is your dad saying about this whole thing?
Right now it's just the peace and quiet that I have. I haven't been home. I've been going home, finding people. It's been ambushed, so I've been moving through hotels and different houses.
Are you for real?
Yeah, it's like that. So I'm always with my producer. So
are you for real?
It's like that. It's rough. It's like it's quiet. Where I'm at right now, it's quiet.
Guys, Brandon's already moving from hotel to hotel. Maybe that. Okay, no. Let me not get to that part. We'll get to that part later.
Yeah.
There's something that I'm missing. I didn't really get how you found yourself at UNZA, like during the auditions that Kazadi was carrying out.
Right. At that time, I was already signed under Kazadi. So he called me and asked me if I would like to perform. Not as a contestant, but just to perform and sort of show the people, give them an idea of what Kazadi music may look like.
So that wasn't you auditioning?
No. It was me performing. Right.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first show, I think, under Kazadi.
Is it?
Yeah, so, I mean, he thought of it as a small audience for me to try out my stage performance.
How did you meet David?
He found me. So, some of the videos I was putting out on social media, someone gave him my YouTube channel, and he watched some of the stuff I used to put out, and he thought it was a good idea. So he tried to reach me, I think, but you know, it was rough. So he put it on his Instagram story, and, you know, and he was looking for me. People called my phone. And I remember when people were calling my phone, I was watching a Manchester United game. So I put my phone on silent. It was in the pocket. So I found like 76 missed calls.
76?
From different people. Yeah, because he's a big guy. So my friends, people I don't know, you know, everybody's calling me, yo, he's looking for you. I'm like, okay, cool. So
Natasha.
I texted him. Wow. Yeah. So I replied to him, and he called me to the office. And we had a conversation.
So you had no idea who he was?
I knew who he was, but only for the film. I didn't know he was branching off into the music industry.
Why did you trust him?
Because of what we talked about the first time we met, right?
The accent didn't confuse you?
No. No.
Okay. I'm just checking.
I've known him for that accent for a while. But,
okay. So here's what happened. I went to one of the studios. I won't mention the name.
Wow, okay.
Do you know Icon?
I might know an Icon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the topic was obviously you, Mordecaii, and how I was just telling people to say, yes, the talent is there, but sometimes you just need God to take you out, like remove you from certain situations, so people can actually notice you. I mean, like we have a lot of talented artists, but I've never seen the whole nation say, this is the one.
Right.
You get it? And I hear stories of how some artists were, you know, treating you badly when you visited our studios. Did you experience such things?
Well, yes.
Because you've been doing covers.
I have been putting content out there for the longest. I've taken some of my stuff to some big artists, because back then I thought if I could get him to feature, then it's breakaway for me, because I mean, he has the audience, he has the reach. Obviously, people are gonna say, who's that guy featuring this song? So that's all I wanted. I tried being a ghostwriter for some people, and my writing and my music for them, every time I'd submit, they'd be like, all right, that's cool, but can you do this, right? It was they were trying to, like, you know, change the sound that's there to, like, you know, something that would fit the industry. So yeah, it was rough. It was really rough. I did that a couple of times this year as well. Before meeting him, I remember I met some artists, and it was the same thing. It was the same story everywhere. So this fire song actually, before he heard it, I ran it through someone.
You wanted a Zambian artist on it?
Yeah, because that was the plan.
Who's that person?
Am I allowed to name drop?
Yeah.
Nah. It's not, I won't do that. For the sake of peace on social media.
For the sake of peace.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But have they reached out after?
I wouldn't say reached out, but yeah, I've received a couple of messages congratulating. Yeah.
Because if someone who's been looking for your number, not on name drop, but they've been looking for your number, hopefully they get David Kazadi's number.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Your music video, a lot of people don't seem to understand it. And I remember before I watched it, I thought everyone, I remember I got to the office and this guy was like, yo, the video is out. But I just said, no, let me watch it. Don't give me opinions.
Right. No
Don't
spoilers.
direct me to opinions. Let me go watch it. To some extent, I feel like I do understand, but maybe I'm wrong. So I just want to get it from you. Like, what were you guys trying to achieve?
So I'm a youngster in the music industry, right? I'm only 20 something years old. So the idea was, you know, a classroom setup, a school setup, you know, like a high school musical, for example, kind of thing. And the idea was, you know, it's Mordecaii. I'm hiding to, like, you know, my identity. I don't want my classmates to know that I'm a musician, but then, you know, my cover gets blown midway. And that's the whole running through the whole way kind of thing, because now people know that, it's Mordecaii, you know, that whole attention thing. But then there's this one girl who is my fire, who, you know, looks over that whole, he's a superstar kind of thing. But like, you know, and we connect like that. So that was the idea. High school, love something.
How's your ex feeling? Like, you're blown, man. Everybody's talking about you. How's she feeling?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to her.
She hasn't reached out? Or maybe you also just went celebrity on her?
No. She hasn't reached out. Not yet. Not yet.
And like, I get the whole concept. And also, There's a certain way I want to ask you this question. I don't want to. How do you feel about your music video being on the Kazadi channel?
Okay. Yeah, my dad also asked me the same question this morning. So I was for the idea because of many reasons. My YouTube channel was, I can't make money off of my channel. Well, at least I couldn't back then. And we were working towards getting watch hours. So YouTube has this thing where you have to get watch hours. People have to be on your channel for you to be able to monetize it, right? But then the Kazadi page was already monetized. And I feel like Fire is too big of a project for me to release it, and everybody likes it, but we're not able to make money from it.
Won't you make money through the streaming platforms? These other streaming platforms like Spotify, whatnot.
Yeah. But money is never enough. You know what I mean? If I can make money off YouTube, I might as well, right? So we had that conversation, and it was only right for me to put it there, because in that way, people would notice that it's not on my channel. People were looking for the song on my channel, you know, and they were finding other videos. And look, we got the watch hours we wanted now, so whatever comes next is gonna be on my page. So it was a tough strategic move to make. Yeah. So killing two birds with one stone, I think.
It didn't hurt you at all?
No. Not really. I mean, I wanted the numbers to be on my channel.
Yeah, because people are going to be subscribing to your channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like this whole conversation that's going on social media is people are still subscribing because like they know the next song is dropping there.
So it's got nothing to do with because of the money that they're putting in, so they need to rip off what they're sowing. Nothing like that.
The contract covers. That's another conversation.
Now you talk about the contract. Anyways, we'll talk about the contract because that is here.
Yeah.
So it's fair. So there's this thing of people saying, no, first, why did they make you walk?
I did. Wow. Anyway, the thing is, it's memes, Zambians and memes.
You walked.
This guy's like, no,
So
I
what
didn't.
happened?
I didn't
What
walk.
happened?
So here's what happened. Before that interview, I was playing football somewhere, right? No, because it doesn't make sense. If I walked, at least my socks should have been dusty. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the socks were clean because I just got out my shoes
Okay.
and got into the slide and went.
Okay.
But that was my bad because I was running late for the interview
Okay.
and I couldn't go back to get my shoes, like proper shoes. So I had slides. So I'm like, you know what, since it's a radio interview, I might as well just go. So that's what happened. But
Did you know you're trending, they just had to tell you to say yes?
someone told me.
Someone told you.
Yeah, showed me a picture.
Hectic. Do you, I mean, we've seen this where artists make it, then a couple of months later, they come out saying, now we, was on using his signing.
Right.
They promised me this and they promised me that. Do you think you're being used, Mordecaii?
No, I don't think so. See, here's the thing. I feel like most people who get into such problems, it's all their fault. I mean, if somebody approaches you and promises you something, have surety. That's what contracts are there for. You know what I mean? If somebody says, see, if you drop this song and you make 1 million kwacha, we will give you 80% of that money. Don't just say, okay, cool, and then you do it. Of course, that's money. People fight over money. I'm going to swindle you because I know there's nothing he's going to do about it. Of course, he'll take it to social media, but I'll still get the cash. But then if there's a contract signed to that, the first place you will go to is the court, not even social media. You know what I mean? So yeah, when the contract was given to me, I took some time with it because I wanted to know exactly what I'm getting myself into.
So you took time?
Yeah, I ran it through my dad. I even got calls from Mr. David. Yeah, bro, you're still reading that contract? I'm like, yeah, time. But like, yeah, I don't think I'm being used in any way. Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like you Gen Z these days, we can't use you.
We've seen stories.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like you're well informed also. You've seen people being used.
It's rough.
Yeah. Ish, hectic. We'll talk about rarities when Kazadi joins us.
Right. Yes. I want that conversation.
Do you think you're currently the biggest artist right now? I want you to genuinely answer this. Let's not look at your time in the industry. Let's just look at this time frame right now.
You want to know if I think I'm the biggest artist?
I want to get it from you because the fans are assuming you are the biggest artist right now.
Well, right now, my song is like trending on Boomplay. I think it's like #1, you know. But I don't think I'm how do I answer this? I think I am the biggest artist right now. Yes, I would say that. But you know how the music industry is. It's very competitive. It might change right now. It just takes someone else to drop another song and that changes. Yeah. So this is not me feeling myself saying I am the biggest artist. No. I'm being honest with you. I think right now.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Come on. And then there's also this thing that people are saying, you're not taking Zambian music channel, but you're promoting the likes of the Roma sound, Fireboy sound. Has that come to your attention? What's this about your sound?
It's Afro. It's African sound, right? When we say Zambia Kuchalo, I feel like some people want to get Zambian sound and take it out there. But then it's hard to take Zambian sound out there if people out there don't know what Zambian music is talking about, right? So for me, and this is what I was trying to figure out this whole time, I was quiet after Talent Chapazid. If I had to make a song that would play in Nigeria or South Africa or Cameroon, anywhere, it would have to have something, you know, something that wants those people to listen to it, right? So of course, I'm writing songs in English, but very simple, to show that I'm from here. But then, you know, so that's pushing my music out there and telling them I'm from Zambia at the same time.
How do you manage to do it? Listen, when somebody else, when another artist says, baby, oh, Shani, oh, no, you say, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
No, what I'm trying to say is, you would know to say that trying to imitate a Nigerian artist, but for you it's flawless, bro. Like, I don't know, how do you do it? How do you manage to do it?
It's practice, man. You're only as good as you practice, right?
How often you practice?
Every day. Well, maybe not now, but I used to practice every day. And also the music you listen to sometimes has not sometimes, it does have a big influence on the stuff you put out. So I really don't pin myself and only listen to Zambian music because I want to blow in Zambia. I listen to everybody. Kendrick Lamar, Libianca, I listen to Rough Kid, you know, just broaden my creative space.
Which song by Rough Kid do you know?
Are you really going to ask me that right now? Yeah, but I don't know a couple.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What's your take on this comparison? People are comparing you with Yo Maps. And also they're saying, here's why I asked about the dreads. I wanted to know the history of the dreads because they're saying you even went to change your hairstyle, you want to sound like him, you want to dress like him.
Right. I mean, you can see where they're coming from. There's this guy with dreads and another guy shows up and he's blowing up and he looks something like it. Of course, I mean, the hair, I knew people were going to talk. But, I mean, guys, Yo Maps didn't start with dreads, right? We remember the whole dyed hair thing. And I know if I did that, people were going to say, you want to look like Yo Maps when he blew up. You know, people are going to talk. But then I don't think there's anything I could do about my looks at the end of the day. Right? People who've been following me know that, that's that boy. People are able to recognize me from the back of my head and be like, that's Mordecaii. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's some people, some artists, when I ask them, so people are comparing to this person. They say, I like it because at least they're putting me on this level, this person. Do you like being compared to him?
Well, it does something to me as a person. It's showing me that whatever I'm creating, my sound, my music, is of that level, right? And people have accepted it like that. So at least I know I'm on the right path. Of course, it adds pressure to me because I know my next song doesn't have to be a flop. You know what I mean? It's that. It's all in one package. But you know, we like a challenge. We'll take it. We'll take it like that. Comparing is going to be there in the music industry. Everybody compares. People have a favorite. You know, it's everywhere. It's nothing we can run away from. But then the way people are taking it right now, trying to pull down to put up, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a question, follow-up question just now. Oh my God.
Is it about my hair?
No. It's not. It's not about your hair. Oh yes. So there's this live video that I was watching, and somebody asks you if you're dating, and you say management said you should stay away from that, matters of a hat. We understand why.
Right.
The management also asks you not to take alcohol.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't take alcohol. Okay. I've been like that. So management were happy I don't take alcohol because you wouldn't want the situation where I have to be in the studio and I come like at 12 because I had a hangover. No. I just don't take alcohol as a person. Yeah, and also about that, the girls. I'm single. That's just what it is. It's rough. Right
and now that everybody knows that you're single, yeah, how was your first show? Did girls throw some, bras at you?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. But one girl tried to pull me off the stage. It was funny. It was something. Yeah, but the guys were there to help me with that.
How was the first experience, first show?
It was amazing. I was happy. I showed up and everybody was happy I was there, and they were singing along to a song that just dropped 24 hours ago. You know what I mean? They knew the lyrics. It was vibes for me, and I could tell they were enjoying themselves.
You have got these questions like, one song, I'm paying how much shows it so.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
We're pushing it. We want people to know that this song was the breakaway song. But then the thing is, the team and I know that there is a lot of other songs that are yet to come. So this is just our way of pushing. Of course, we're trying to do things differently. I want to say it the right way or a different way because, if we follow trends of how people have one song, they wait, have another song, and then they wait, and then do an album, and then start doing shows. Let's do things differently, you know what I mean?
All the best, guys.
Thank you.
All the best. Hey, you guys are really doing things differently because how do you have a #1 song that's not even yet out? It's already trending.
Right.
How do you have a song? Okay, Channel K did it without radio and TV.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's the part where we call in Mr. David Kazadi.
Where do I sit? Where's that little stool? In the back? Yeah, the little green stool.
International manager.
You like trouble, yeah?
What trouble do I like? I don't can't be calling you Kandeke. Whoa, is the Ken Kazadi now Kandeke?
We might be related still.
Yeah? How's it going, David?
I'm alright, how are you?
Awesome, good to see you.
I feel much taller than you lot, man. I need to...
Wow.
Young blood. I should be there, innit?
It's the same thing.
You know what I'm mad at you? Why didn't you bring him on ZMB Talks before he actually blew up?
He wasn't doing interviews, so we kept him off all socials. I don't know if you mentioned, obviously, we took away his accounts and stuff because we needed to make sure he's not paying attention to Facebook and Instagram because sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't love you.
Yeah.
So he weren't doing no interviews. But also, one thing we were very intentional about was to make sure he does his media training. So a lot of artists sort of learn on the job. They go and do interviews and they make a lot of mistakes and stuff because they don't know how to conduct themselves in media. Now, obviously, we are a media house, so it was much easier for us to get a few journalists in, get a few people come and train him, how to stand, see him the glass of water, how to make sure you've got a glass of water in an interview, drink some water when you don't understand. So all of that stuff. So he's ready for the world. He can do interviews without us. Without us having to worry and shake like, what is Mordecaii going to say something crazy? No, he's solid.
I love that about the training. So how long did it take you to train him before you brought him out of the closet?
We've been working for 6 months. He blew up for 2 weeks, but he's been in the background working for months and months. I mean, there's a few songs that he's done and he'll send them in and be like, big man, can we do a video? I'm like, no. And he'll come back and be like, okay, what? I'm just like, we're doing everything at its space, From, how to handle social media, how to sign an autograph, how to conduct an interview. They all seem like petty stuff, like stuff that's not important, but they are very important. Especially when you blow up overnight, as people think. So it's like, if he weren't ready, we probably wouldn't have released the songs.
So he underwent 6 months of media training and all those things, right? Now it makes sense because, I was about to ask you to say, did you train him how to respond to questions?
He's ready.
He is ready for real.
We've got a large team. A lot of people, see, when we talk about management, people assume it's David Kazadi because obviously it's very hard for me to escape my name being in all the different companies, but it's not me. You know what I mean? I'm David Kazadi. Kazadi Films is entirely different thing. Kazadi Music is its own thing. Do you know what I mean? And there are competent people in both companies doing very good things. So it's mad because, you know, unfortunately, I can't stay away from the socials that much. So I keep seeing people like, no, he's putting stuff on his personal channel. I'm like, no, my channel is David Kazadi. Understand the difference? I'm not Kazadi Films. Kazadi Films is an entity on its own. So he signed under Kazadi Music. The video was shot by Kazadi Films. Kazadi Films is monetized. Kazadi Music is not monetized. Are you catching my drift? So if the song was released under the Kazadi Music page, would they have said the same thing? That's what I'm trying to say, because like Sony does it.
Marvin
Records does it. YNB does it. J-Rox does it. What's the other local company? KNB. Nexus. Everybody does it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I just feel like because David Kazadi Films, they sort of feel like the same thing, but they're not the same thing. And it's very hard to educate everybody and just keep saying. So I've been ignoring a few of them, though I had to respond to one.
I love that you brought up the issue of the YouTube channel. I personally understand how the dynamics work, but for how long are you going to put up his music on your channel as Kazadi Films?
Right. So, in an idealistic world, the video would never have dropped on the Kazadi Films page because they're unrelated. Remember, they're different companies. Yes. So the Mordecaii brand belongs to Kazadi Music, not Kazadi Films. Are you catching what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in an ideal world, his entire brand has been done. If you noticed, until the music video, all the videos that were being done will be posted on the Mordecaii brand and page and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So you would find his TikTok will have his stuff, his Instagram will have his stuff, the trailers and everything else will be on the Mordecaii YouTube page. But it was a business decision, okay? Because you have to remember, we are businessmen. We're not doing this for Mickey Mouse. It's not for giggles. So when it came to post stuff on his YouTube, the song on his YouTube page, we were working in the background to try and get him as much watch hours as he could. But people weren't watching Mordecaii because who was Mordecaii for them to watch back then? Are you catching my drift? So we were hoping that when we get closer, his YouTube would have been monetized and la. But anyone who, I mean, you obviously own a YouTube channel, you know that YouTube makes the decisions when they decide to make a decision. And for us, they told us to wait between any time within a month. Now, understand this. It's the biggest song right now. It's putting up crazy numbers, okay? Right. What benefit would it be for us, as the people managing him, to have the biggest song, make it popular on a YouTube channel, okay? And he basically makes nothing. That would be a terrible business decision. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's neither here nor there. Do you know what I mean? But because of the noise that people have made, which we love, by the way, his YouTube channel got the watch hours it needed. It's now monetized, or at least, you know, pending approval. Okay. The next thing's go on the Mordecaii page. But what I want to clarify is this. Kazadi Films YouTube page, Kazadi Music's YouTube page, Mr. Gray, because he mentioned our other artists' YouTube page, his YouTube page, are all under Kazadi Films or Kazadi management. So it's not it's a Mordecaii page, it's a Kazadi page. No, because they all answer to the same. It's all one big board. So even his channel will still have to go through the company's account. So it's such a baseless argument for people to have. But then again, not everybody understands how these things work.
Grace, I want to get it started, guys.
Right.
Okay. Did you have a conversation with his dad before signing?
I had a brief conversation with his dad. Initially, I wanted to meet his dad, but as he said, he's from Livingston. Phone conversations don't really go as well.
Yes.
And it was important to us to have, you know, the father's approval. Of course, you know, he's a grown man; he can make his own decisions. But yeah, so we had all the necessary conversations that needed to be had. Yeah.
Well, I'm asking because there's this article that I saw on Facebook. I think he also shared on his platform saying it's just hearsay. The article said Kazadi Films or Kazadi Music is getting at least 90% of what he's making.
Nonsense.
And 10% goes to Mordecaii.
Nonsense.
That's nonsense.
That's nonsense. Let me break it down to you this way. Obviously, we can't discuss, you know, contractual terms.
Yes.
That's between the brand and himself. He knows that he's been looked after. Right? Wrong?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a secret.
Yeah.
And one thing you guys have to understand about Mordecaii or any of the people that work with us is they're not stupid. These people are extremely intelligent. Like, they're not stupid people. And I believe a lot of the people who complain come from an era where taking advantage of someone was as easy as eating beans. Do you know what I mean? Like, these kids grew up on the internet. He was born in 2000 and what? 2002? 2?
Yeah.
2002. Yeah, he grew up when the internet was booming. Like, he knows how to read a contract. And I remember when he first came to the office, we spoke, because it was important for me to understand his vision and what he wanted to do and see how it would align and all that kind of stuff. And I told him specifically, I said to him this, you will make it inevitably. Do you remember me saying that? Like, you don't need me to be able to make it. But with me, you're just going to get there faster. That's what I said. So it was never a question of, no. I told him straight up, like, he knows he is talented. Whether he's with me, he's with you, with whoever it is, the boy is talented. The difference was, I just said, I have certain resources around me that not many people have, and I can help you get there faster because of my background and my connections and all the relationships. But Mordecai's success is 90% because of his talent. If he weren't talented, we wouldn't be signing him. You have to remember, like, we're not in the business of, just doing charity. Well, we may do charity, but his case was never a charity case. It was a question of, he's a talented boy, and we are businessmen. How do we merge the two together? So that article's nonsense. In fact, we're going to sue them soon. Yeah. So it's a bunch of nonsense.
I love that you mentioned that these people are woke, and it's true.
Yeah.
What are the issues of royalties? Who owns the royalties to Fire right now? Is it Kazadi Music?
So he's on the label. So a label deal means it's owned by the label, in which he is a part of. Now, how the sort of intricate details are as to who owns what percentage of what, again, that's confidential stuff that I can't just.
But he does have a share of the royalties.
A massive share.
Okay, great.
What?
Great.
He wouldn't be here.
Great. Also, Kazadi, why do you have to put people like Auntie Millie in the music video?
Listen, Auntie Millie was so supportive. She was like, no, and a lot of people say, a lot of people say a lot of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like, if I was a weak individual, it would move me. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't put this one and don't do that. Then I'll be left, right, and center. Like, I am of sane mind. Like, guys, ask my team. It takes a lot to move me. So when Auntie Millie presented herself and she was genuinely supporting, this wasn't a clout thing. Like, I saw people supporting for clout. I saw people talking for clout. Auntie Millie was like genuine. Like, she just wanted the boy to do well. The least we could do, literally, because we could have paid her and said, Auntie Millie, can you promote our song? And blah, blah. No, the least we could do was for her to say, Auntie Millie, this is your boy. Come, you're just gonna make a little cameo. Now, how people feel about it is between them and their internet provider. You know what I mean? But ultimately, you have to understand this. Anyone who has a problem with that lives in Zambia or knows Zambian business. I have friends in London, I have friends in America, I have friends in Asia who just watched it and they just watch people dancing and having fun. So what we're trying to do and the vision with Kazadi Music is not just to base it solely on Zambia. We talk about Zambia Kuchalo. It's time we actually do Zambia Kuchalo by having our music exported outside. And part of that means overlooking some of the nonsense and just making sure we focus on good, authentic music that can be celebrated worldwide.
Overlooking the nonsense.
Right, pretty much.
Now, I feel like a lot of people are attacking you, especially because we don't know much about your musical background.
Yeah.
Please share that with us.
I mean, firstly, I'm a businessman, so attacking me for doing business is a bit absurd. Musically, man, and it's good. My brother's here, innit? Where's my brother's here? He's gone, yeah? Mate, before I was a filmmaker, I was a musician. I sing, I play instruments and all sorts. Like, that's me. I've been doing it. I've sung in front of 80,000 people, and this is England, not
Why did you stop?
Anyway, why did I stop? I think at some point in life I had to focus because I was doing too much.
Okay.
And it was important for me to excel in one thing, then build something else. But the people close to me know the sort of the empire that we're trying to create. Because today, everyone's making us about Kazadi Music. I mean, a massive part is because of Fire and Mordecaii. But there are loads of other businesses that we want to do that people don't know about. And so it was a natural thing for me to just say, cool, we've done a lot of successful films and a lot of successful TV shows and so on and so forth. What's the next step? And music was the next step. And this plan was being done last year. So way before any of this stuff. So a lot of the stuff that people see now, we've planned them for months, if not years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the video, a lot of people are saying, yes, we get it. You have the equipment, you have what, but why didn't you give it to a creative director like Lo or Cooper to shoot the music video, but you took it upon yourselves to shoot the music video?
Because we're not paying a penny for shooting ourselves.
And that's a simple. It's simple, guys.
That's simple. Come
It's
on,
that
guys.
simple. I know,
It's
right?
not that complicated. Listen, the point of running a business is to make sure that the business can benefit other businesses. That's like me saying, let me go and buy airspace on a different radio station when I run a radio station. It just makes no sense. So we shoot our music video, we advertise on Hot FM, we advertise on Quito FM. It's all in the same building. We benefit and make all the profit. It's not that serious. Like,
it's not complicated.
people complicate things that don't need to be complicated. In the future, we may collaborate with people who have a different eye. And I do understand one aspect of the question, which is just because you make films doesn't mean you make music videos. And people, Martin, will tell you, I hate music videos. I hate documentaries. If you want to pay me big money, I might love it. But like, for real, it's not my thing. And I told him as well, I said, the last time I shot a music video was 10 years ago. And this was back in the ends. So me stepping up to do music videos because, one, I do have the skills. Film, television, all of that stuff is the same. Guys, I'm probably one of a few trained filmmakers in our country. I don't talk about it much, but it's the truth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I went to school for this stuff, so I know how these things work. If you know better than me, let's sit down, let's talk. Let me talk about chromatic aberrations. Then we'll know what we're talking about. So all that stuff, again, is nonsense. But that being said, there is room for collaboration. There is room to be able to collaborate with people. It just didn't make financial sense for this one. Yeah.
Okay, great. I get it. You have all the resources. You have the creative minds around here, but this is a topic that people were having, and some people were making assumptions of you having to pay people online.
People online.
So the fire challenge goes viral.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
I would
Did you
have done that. Yeah. No, I didn't have to, but I could have done it. In the past, we have done it. In the past, we pay the likes of you and everyone else who's like got a big platform to say, let's push this thing. So I'm trying to say, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have to pay and you have the money to pay, it's business, it's marketing. You pay for the service. And if the challenge didn't go the way we wanted it to go,
you were going to pay people.
Come on, bruv. Why do we make money? We make money to spend money. So that wouldn't be a problem. But again, this is what I keep saying. You have to give Mordecaii a lot of credit. The song went viral because it was good.
Yes.
It wasn't because, of David Kazadi or whatnot. No. I know the part that I play, but I know it's very minimal. Like, if he was rubbish, everybody knows this. It wouldn't have done anything. So we are lucky and fortunate enough to have had great creative minds to push a really, really talented individual. And the world should never forget that. And so when people are going online and saying, no, don't subscribe and don't listen to his music because of Kazadi, I'm like, you're a fool. Because you're going to hurt a talented individual because of your lack of understanding. And what does that benefit? Then you're going to sing Zambi Kuchalo, but you're hurting your own. It's a bit mad.
How did you discover him? That's the question I did ask.
So the first artist we signed was Miss Gray, and this girl can sing her lungs out. Like, she's coming. She's next, yeah.
Great.
So I was watching it with the team and we're looking at it, and the way she's branded is very different to how he's branded because he's very pop R&B, is in your face. Like, this girl sings, she's your Adele, she's your Whitney Houston. Like, she has a massive voice. And so I kept saying to the team, I need a boy who feels like early day Chris Brown, young Justin Bieber, do you know what I mean? Like, that kind of vibe, because that's easy to put out and it's an international sound. But I don't want a boy who's soiled and just can't understand the business of, you know what I mean? Like, you get a lot of people who are talented, but like, you can't, there's no brain. So I heard this song and I heard like 10 seconds of his song. I think it was a cover of sorts, and I was like, what? That's the one. So the guy who showed me his stuff said, no, he's in Livingston and la 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 la. I'm not sure that he's doing anything, so let me try and get his number. So I was like, bruv, I have a platform and people listen, so let me put it up on my thing and see what's gonna come through. I put it up. 5 minutes later, everyone's like, I know him. And then some people were like, I can give you his number if you pay me $100. I don't know why people think they can sort of make dollars out of me. At some point, I think it was a week after, he managed to get through to me. We set up a meeting. He came with his producer. No, did you come with a producer on the first day? Yeah. You did that? I was producer. Didn't even know it was his producer. I just thought it was some guy he came with. And I was like, yeah. And I was focused, I was like, tunnel vision, like, you're the one I want. This guy here, I'm not sure, but you bought him, what? Like, yeah, business mind. But then I told him very specifically, a lot of people come here and they want to sign contracts on the spot. Okay, take this, take your time, read it. When you're ready, how long did I give you? Was it?
You gave me 3 days. You told me till Friday.
Till Friday. Read it, get your lawyers, blah, 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 blah. He took the contract when, whatever he did with it was up to him. But he took longer to sort of sign it. And then when he came back, he's like, listen, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do la, 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 la.
Nice.
Yeah. Then after he signed it, we had some time. Again, after my team came, we sat down, we sort of strategized, how do we get him to market? Then he told us the story, he said, he's done a lot of work. He's approached a few famous artists, famous producers who have all basically told him, you're not good enough. And a lot of them wanted him to sort of sing in vernacular, Nyanja, Bemba, the various vernaculars that we have, because they wanted to change and shift the sound. And maybe it's because I speak English first that I didn't really care about all of that. And I just genuinely loved his voice and his music. And so we had a few plans that we wanted to do, which again included having to reach out to some of these friends of mine. But nothing worked as planned. Like, there was a lot of, yeah, maybe now, maybe later. So I said to him, listen, let's just do it our own way. Let's just put you out and let the world decide. And the rest was history. Literally, the rest of it was history.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Great. All the best, guys. That's all I can say. But then what's next, Kazadi? Because I know you said you work well when you're under pressure. I mean, diamonds are created under pressure, but
what's next for what? Music or
for Mordecaii, Kazadi music.
Man, listen. The world's heard one song, yeah, in Fire, and they love it, and la la la. I've heard 25. Yeah, it's just established. So if I weren't smart, I'd have said, you know what? Let's just drop an album. Let's drop an EP because there's songs. And the beauty with him is he was writing and recording music way before he met us. So we're just like tweaking and cleaning things, but they exist. Do you know what I mean? Like, he reminds me of early day Ed Sheeran, who just had so much music, but just no structure and sort of, the marketing stuff. So as far as music is concerned, mate, Mordecaii, like, the next song that he's going to drop, yeah? I'm going to bet you, because you're going to interview him again, yeah?
Great.
Yeah?
Yes.
That song is going to do better numbers than Fire in less amount of times. If it doesn't, I'm going to give you $10,000.
Guys, just for the sake of that 10,000 years to
Wow.
Just for the sake.
So, in short, he's ready. He's ready for the world.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be. What's the word? And stop putting pressure on him. Which camera am I looking at? This one? Yeah. Stop putting pressure on him. It's unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just a young lad trying to make good music and make a living from it. Now, everyone who has so much to say and stuff and you're putting unnecessary pressure on him. Of course, I know he can handle it, but sometimes it's genuinely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay, let him enjoy the music and let him enjoy his journey. Everything else will come. Like you said earlier, right now he has the biggest song and he is the biggest artist right now. Tomorrow it will be some boy in the compound or some boy in, what do you call them, Mayadis, whatever they are, who's gonna come through and take his spot. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing with music. Music is it's you not shine when it's your time to shine, and be wary that the next person who's coming in could be the one who takes away that shine. And so if you're making it horrible for him right now, you're making it hard for him to enjoy the journey. And that's not great. So if we talk about Zambia, Kachalo and Ubuntu and all that stuff, let's start by showing it to one of our own.
Great. Otherwise, you're my fire, my fire. I wish I could sing, but it's wild. What's this?
Yeah.
That's the dance, man.
That's a dance.
Yeah.
Who won the challenge, by the way? Who's the winner?
We'll find out. Stay tuned.
Wow.
Stay tuned. Once a filmmaker, always a filmmaker.
Okay, I didn't want to give certain people a spotlight, but are you good with Chela?
Chela Tukuta. Listen, I have no problem with anyone, but just don't play with my money, don't play with my people. Let's keep it simple. Okay. I don't do the social media stuff. Like, I'm a straightforward guy. Do you know what I mean? If you have a problem, call me. Call me for coffee, I'll come through. Because I've got goons and they don't think straight.
Wow.
Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to come back to this video when Mordecaii is, receiving a BET award. And I also feel like you're going to pave way for a lot of people. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
We've got this thing of, you're good, but Zambians can't vibe to this.
Right.
And I think that's coming to an end.
Amen.
Shout out. Amen. Yeah, you know what time it is. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment. I've been your girl, E.D.N.A, the people's bae. Zambia Chalo, #elevating the industry.